Hey YouTube, Public Piper here. Today I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Flying Saucer Restaurant, which is a really great place here in downtown Raleigh. And today I'm going to describe, not review, but describe Wessex Burley Slice. Now this is a tobacco that I love it so much I've actually used the image from the tin on my channel as my channel image. And in short, this tobacco it's absolutely amazing. That's a word I don't use very often in my reviews. I talk a lot about Sunday Picnic, but if they sold Salani Burley Slice in bulk, I would definitely buy a 3-month supply, no questions asked. Unfortunately, they don't though. The way I would describe Wessex Burley Slice, and I have a couple of unique ways to describe it today, but the first thing that comes to mind is it's a little unusual. I think of the Bonville salt flats. So the Bonville salt flats are in Salt Lake City or outside of Salt Lake City, and it's this flat lake bed that's been formed over millions of years, and it's one of the flattest places on earth. And the salt there is so dense, and the floor is so dense that's where they do all the time trials for speed records and motorcycles and cars and whatnot. And that's the image that I get when I smoke this, because I view that lake bed as being literally as dense as matter itself, and that's really what I sense when I smoke this blend. It's so dense, it's such a single consistent flavor that it's just beautiful. So is it monotone? Yes, it is. It is monotone. There's not pops of flavor here and there. It is a consistent flavor all the way through. But I don't think monotone is bad necessarily. You know, bacon is monotone, and God knows we all love bacon. So in the same vein, I would say monotone is actually not necessarily a bad thing. Another way I would describe this is as the Grape-Nuts of cereals, or the malt-a-meal of breakfast foods. When I think of malt-a-meal and I think of Grape-Nuts, it reminds me of this, because there's a deep intricacy when you're eating malt-a-meal or Grape-Nuts that a lot of people don't pick up on. You know, if you have a big spool of Grape-Nuts, which gets a bad rap by the way, and you put it in your mouth and you take a big bite of it, it is bland, but there's almost like a delayed kind of a second order effect there of malted, it's not burley, but it's malted barley and wheat that kind of soaks through your gums, and it probably takes a little bit of patience to tease that out. But Grape-Nuts is one of my favorite cereals actually for that very reason. It's just, again, it's so dense that it's very satisfying. I like all things that are malted though. I like chocolate malts over chocolate shakes. I love malted milk, like Whoppers, which is a type of candy. There's just something really dark and dense about it that's almost indescribable. So a good question here is, is it better than Salani's aged Burley flake? I would say yes, that it is. So how do I know this? Well, I've had them back to back. I've ordered tins side by side, and it's not like, it's really hard to compare two tobaccos because it takes an hour to smoke each. But what I do know is that when I had both tins, I kept reaching for the Wessex. So again, that tells me that there's something about it that I really, really liked, a little more than the Salani. The last way I would describe it is that this is really the salt of the earth. It really tastes like the earth itself. It's not just earthy, but it kind of tastes like, if you had an entire field of wheat or barley and you could liquefy it and drink it, that's what it tastes like. It's just kind of a roots of the earth type of feel. The last thing I'll say is that Matches 860 made a great video called Confessions of a Burley Lover, which has actually been a real inspiration for me for exploring the Burleys. One of which was this. I think I actually ordered this the first time very quickly after I saw his video. And if you haven't seen that, definitely go watch it. And if you have seen it, watch it again, because it's just that great of a segment. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye, and I will see you next time If you have any questions on Wessex Burley Slice, definitely leave a comment below or PM me, and I will get back to you. Thanks.